Travis Tapper, Reese Watson Jr. Start with a statement from Coach Creighton McDermott.
We beat a really good basketball team. It's plain and simple. It's a very good basketball team. The first half was arguably our best defensive half of the year. Guarding the dribble, taking away, and we thought Travis was really important to what they do, and we were able to make his catches tough. But really proud of my team. We're not very good at playing with a 20-point lead, obviously, as we showed tonight. I hope we get a little more practice at that. So, great win, really proud of the team. Butler's an outstanding team, great respect for their program, and a heck of a win for us.
Questions for the student athletes first.
Yes, for both guys, how much of tonight was just a lesson learned from Villanova once you get like an early run, keeping your foot off the gas, staying disciplined, not getting in foul trouble, that sort of thing?
It was just more of our preparation, just coming in locked in. Before the game, I talked to Taz, and he came to me and he told me that they're going to go off me and off my intensity, and he needed me to bring it on defense. So I tried to get over the ball screens as much as I could, and just since I'm on that front line, let my teammates see me playing hard on defense, and they followed after that tonight.
Kind of like he said, I told him he got to get everybody going, bring the energy. And that's what he did as a point guard and as a leader. He got everybody going, especially in the second half when, we started letting them score a lot. He kind of calmed us down and told us, stick with it. They can come back just like they did Georgetown, and this is not an easy team to beat.
Harry, you've had some pretty good rebounding games, but today you're especially aggressive. What's gotten into what's led to that, you think?
Well, I think I'm just the best rebounder on the team. I do it all the time. And then the other part about that is this guy. Just always yelling rebound, especially in practice. He's real tough on us about rebounds. That's how didn't they beat Georgetown? Georgetown. That's how they came back against Georgetown. They didn't they had a game-winning rebound, sent it to overtime, and won it like that. So Whiteman and Chavez, they were very, very strong guys, and I just tried to help JP out when he was just boxing out. Come help him and just grab the rebound.
Trying to do to Martin tonight to make things difficult?
Martin, I was really just trying to take away his three-point shot, just keep my left hand up on his right hand, and after he kind of pump fake a little bit, I knew he would drive it left. I guess that's where he's comfortable at, driving left and pulling up. So I just took away the three-point shot first, and then once I knew he was driving left, I knew he wasn't going to try to get to the basket as much. So I just was waiting for the pull up, and that's about it.
Once you got by them, they were kind of sticking to their men. Did you notice that, and what kind of led to that surge you had? Where I think you scored 10 or 12 or 12 or 14 or something.
Just us, just realizing that, our shots aren't falling, and they're making a run. It's another opportunity that I need to realize that, my team needs me to step up, and it's really all credit to them because these guys have been shooting great all year. So teams are really conscious of that. So when I'm driving, as much as I look to score, they know that I'm trying to pass it too. So it actually, works out in my favor like a game tonight.
There was a point when you hit, so you're in for a three, like right before halftime. I think I caught you smiling a little bit. Summarize what was going through your mind. You guys are up 20 against, like Coach Mack said, a really, really good team.
We're just trying to have some fun out here. With Marcus playing, it's kind of tough for Isaiah, because last year he was in those positions. So it's kind of tougher to get on some shots. So the last couple of days I've been going back and watching some of Z's synergy and watching some of my synergy, and where some guys might be open where I give it to them instead of him. And, tonight, I was kind of conscious of where he was going to be out on the court tonight. So the fact that I was able to get him one, it was like what I've been trying to do the last couple of games. And me and him both laughed about it, and it was a good way to go into the half. We start off every game saying that we're going to come in and just cook every team. We have that fire in us and that pride, and turning ourselves into dogs, because that's what you got to be when you want to be a top team in the conference like the Big East, which is improving every day. So right now we can't, we got to use this first half and use that as a guide because we came out and showed that we can do it. So we can't have it drop the second half. We got to do it for 40 instead of 20.
Two more for the student athlete.
Hey, Maurice, talk a little bit about what that deal was at the end of the game with you laying down there trying to get a guy in.
It was more of a shock thing. I was just running full speed and he hit me I banged knees with Keelan Martin. So it was like half of it was a little shock. The injury went away, and then we got a little practice tomorrow. Why not milk that a little bit? Coach Mack is knowing. So we came out, and he came over to me and said, "You will do anything to not practice tomorrow." So that's why I had to pop up and keep it moving.
Is it more of a shock for you than him?
There was a part of me that thought he was maybe trying to get a little break tomorrow from practice, but a bigger part of me was hoping to heck that there was nothing serious.
Take one last question for the student athletes.
I guess how big was the lift that Cole and Marcus looked like they were really aggressive early, kind of got you those first couple runs to build some early separation?
It's good to get those guys going just because those guys are, mainly catch and shoot or, they're our best two scorers, to be honest, because Cole can make tough shots and Marcus can, kind of do it all. But the attention is going to be on them, by defenses. So to get them some early, it opens the game up for us and then also gets their confidence going. So by the end of the game, they're, they're confident to shoot them shots.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question,
Yes, you do.
questions for Coach McDermott.
Is that maybe, if not his best, one of his best all-around games for Kyrie?
He's had a lot of them. You stack it up. Shamari Pons, Bullock at Providence, Martin tonight. The guys he guarded at Nebraska, Arizona State. You take a look at their season averages percentage-wise, and then you watch what happens when he guards them, and it's not the same. He's so valuable to us on that end, but tonight, he's all over the glass. He was aggressive attacking the rim, hit a couple threes. If there's a guy that's improved more in this league over the course of last year, more than him, I'm not sure who that would be because he's playing really well.
Coach, we've already seen in the Big East you guys lose to Nova, Butler beats Nova, and then tonight you guys beat Butler pretty easily. What is it about the grind of this conference that things can change so drastically on a given night, and how important is it to be prepared every single night?
You have to be. There's so many great programs in the league that if you're not ready to play, you're in trouble. And obviously we were ready to play against Villanova and tie game 3.5 minutes to go. We couldn't finish. They finished. And sometimes it's a make shot, not make shot game. And the first half, tonight we made shots, and we did a good job of making sure Butler didn't get great shots. So it's an unbelievable conference right now, and like I said, you watch Butler play on film, and you have so much respect for what they do and how they play the game because they're hard to get easy baskets on, and we were able to get into the teeth of that defense and get some easy baskets tonight. They're hard to score in transition on. We got 10 fast break points. That's hard to do against Butler. So I knew this was going to – I thought it was going to be a dogfight, but, we played one of our best halves that first 20 minutes.
Defensively, what did you see from you guys? Was it just kind of a focus thing?
Focus was incredible. As I said in the open, Travis is really important to what they do. We tried to get to him on double teams in the post. We switched some ball screens so that he's so good at catching it against a closeout and attacking both as a scorer and as a passer, and he's racking up fouls on you if you don't get there in time. So I thought we really executed our plan as well as we had in quite some time the first 20 minutes. And we got a little loose the second half with that, and they went to a smaller lineup some, and that gave us a little bit of trouble. But our execution was really good. Our focus was good. Our energy was good. And obviously we're scoring some baskets as a result of our defense. That gets our crowd into the game. And, 3 games in a row over 18,000, it's an incredible place. It's plain and simple. This is an incredible place.
Seemed like the tempo slowed down for you guys offensively a little in the second half. Was that a choice thing, kind of, squeezing the lead out, or was that?
Once we got inside 8 minutes and we still had that 17, 18-point lead, we're not going to push it. We'll take it something easy in transition. Other than that, we're going to grind the clock. Butler has too many weapons to give too many opportunities to catch up. And when we're in the flow of the first half, I'm okay with those quick shots. When you have a 17, 18-point lead with under 8 to go, you don't need to take quick shots in transition.
Coach, it seemed like Justin got a little maybe frustrated in the second half after a good first half. What did you say to him after the game?
I told him he played a little bit more like a freshman tonight than he has all season. But the challenge is to be mature enough to learn from some bad plays in victory. And he was really disappointed in some of the decisions he made with the ball. He was late. He came off the floor one time and said, "I'm being lazy tonight." I said, yeah, you're right, you are. But he's honest as the day is long, and he wants to please, and he wants to do well. And we've asked a lot out of him. With Zach going down, if you go back to when Zach was playing, Justin had played 2.5, 3 minutes, and he was out. He was probably playing 20, 22 minutes a game, and now all of a sudden he's playing 30-plus. That proverbial freshman wall that they hit, it's going to be tough for him. And this was the first night he showed a little sign of mental fatigue, I thought. But I know that it bothers him enough that he'll be ready to go at practice to try to correct it tomorrow. But he's a huge difference maker for our team.
I guess, how do you get him through that as best you can? The fatigue's going to come. It's just human nature. But
Justin will listen. See, he craves coaching. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. And part of it is the things we put in place for him and we've asked him to do over the course of the last year and a half, the results stand for themselves. He's done what we've asked, and he's playing really well. So he knows that what we're asking him to do is not only in our best interest, it's in his best interest. So he wasn't perfect tonight, but he still made some plays that maybe he's the only guy in the league that can make those plays. And you see those every game, and our fans need to enjoy it while it lasts, because guys like him just don't come around. They don't come around in college basketball very often. That skill level at that size, and he makes it look so easy. And you don't see 7-footers that pass and catch on the move and finish on the move with both hands like he does. It just doesn't happen very often.
Two more for Coach.
The defensive game probably doesn't allow this, but I just wondered, did you get a chance at all to sort of step back and marvel at the way you guys played in the first half and kind of soak in that idea that you're up 28?
Yeah, not really, because you're getting ready for what could come the second half. Butler's good enough to outscore you by 20 the second half if you're not hooked up and ready to go. Chris has done an unbelievable job. He's got some experience over there, guys that really know how to play and can execute and can make shots and make plays. And they've shown that they've been a pretty good defensive team throughout the whole season. So, my concern was, giving messages to my players on the way to the locker room, like we have to hook it up to start the second half. We can't let this get to 12 with 14 minutes to go, and now we're in a dogfight for the last 14 minutes. So, we didn't play great the second half, obviously, and we had some guys out there for some long stretches. But as I said, it's a really good win. Any win over Butler, whether it's by 1 point or 10 points, is a heck of a win.
Hey, Greg, can you kind of go over the evolution of how this game against Truman came about? I know that you coached Chris at UNI, but just what's kind of the groundwork for how that happened?
Well, there's Georgetown plays UConn Saturday, so they're playing a game during their bye week. Obviously, if one team in the league has a bye, you have to find a second team to do it. Everybody had to play Saturday because of the marathon on Monday. It would be too big of an advantage for us to have an off day, and Xavier plays at Butler, and then we go to Xavier on Saturday. So they told us we had to schedule a game if we were to take an off week. And it's hard to find a Division I game because everybody's in league play. And I offered Chris Foster a pretty good deal. He played for me at Northern Iowa, and they actually play tomorrow night at home, Friday night at home, and at noon Saturday here. And I think he had to, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had to pay the team that he was supposed to play Saturday at home to move it to Friday so he could play here Saturday. So I taught him well with his negotiation skills. But they're 12-3. They have 8 guys that shoot 40% or better from the three-point line. He's done a heck of a job there. It'll be a neat experience for his kids. But we had to play a game.
Mandated?
Yes, because they were not going to allow us to be the only team to have an off day going in and playing a team that had 1 day prep. So they were looking for somebody that would take an off week and play a game on Saturday, and we had the building open. So we were able to do it. So that's how it came about.
You had a team in 2014 that had an unusually high ceiling. I mean, you had some games that year that were almost ridiculous. Does this team have a ceiling as high as that team?
They're different. It's interesting. Doug and I had a conversation on the phone the other night. I don't think he would admit that maybe this team could beat theirs, but I think he's worried that it could possibly happen. That team was so hard to guard because of Ethan and Doug and how they spread you out. And the difference is this team defensively has more potential than that team. You know, while we were a great scheme defensive team, Grant, Johans, Austin, Doug, and Ethan, you tell them what to do, they're going to do it. We didn't have any length at the rim. We had no shot blocking. We had no, Ethan fought his tail off in the post defensively, but we had to sell out and double team and come with help to protect him. And then when they get to the rim, we had nobody to change a shot. And this team, with Kyrie and Marcus and Maurice, you're pretty athletic out front. Cole and Toby are solid at the 4, and then Justin provides some rim protection that we didn't have. So I'm not sure that either team could stop the other team, so it might be who had the ball last maybe would win that game. But they're two very good teams in their own right. They're just different.
Were you making the argument to Doug on the phone?
He actually brought it up to me to start the discussion, and he said, well, I'll never admit that you guys could beat us. But it would be a pretty good game. So I would be disappointed in him if he thought otherwise.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.